All right. So I'm on to my second podcast now. But you're always going to get pushback. In case you didn't hear me, you're always going to get pushback if you say you're the best at something. But if you say yourself that you're best at something, then you're going to say that. Now, at Draymond Green's peak, which he isn't at now, but he was a top 5 defender in the league. He was great. But in all, when you really look at it, I think Jordan was a better defender than he was. Mutombo was a better defender than he was. Rodman was a better defender than he was. Olajuwon, Gary Payton. I think a lot of people were better than him. So, all right. So the Bucks are re-signing Ndamukong Suh. Now they're stacked. They work the cap very well. And the reason is they don't pay Brady anything. They pay him $9 million. Will the Bears will pay Andy Dalton anything? Yes, they don't pay Andy Dalton anything. So they should be doing better at getting players. But they're not because they don't know how to work the cap. So, the Packers haven't been good at working the cap either. I'm not denying that either. So, some teams know how to work the cap. Some organizations are well run. I still think Ryan Pace is a terrible GM and should get out of there. Because someone in the Bears organization has to learn to work the cap. Because you got a quarterback that you're not paying anything. And honestly, you got a quarterback that you shouldn't even have on the roster because he's not even a starting quarterback. I think he's a good backup. But he's not a good starter anymore. He was for a bit. Not anymore, though. So, I wanted to talk about Mac Jones at Pro Day. A little more elaborate. So, Alabama and Ohio State have not been good at producing great quarterbacks. They've produced good receivers, good tight ends, good O-linemen, good defense, good defenders. Like, good defensive players. But let's look at the where did the quarterbacks that won a division this year go to college? Josh Allen went to Wyoming. So Josh Allen went to Wyoming. Big Ben went to Miami. Ryan Tannehill went to Texas A&M. Let's see, who's the next division winner? Patrick Mahomes went to Texas Tech. Let's see. Aaron Rodgers went to California. Drew Brees went to Purdue. And Russell Wilson went to Wisconsin. So, these aren't big colleges that have everything perfect. Because they overcame things in college and were NFL ready. Because they didn't have a perfect roster. And like I said, it's not their fault that they went to a team with a perfect roster. And I understand why you would want to go to Alabama. They are stacked. They are QB's dream. But, it's... I just feel like if you struggle early on, and you overcome things, and you become more successful. Like, Brady sat on the bench in college. He was a 6th-round pick. Multiple teams passed up on Aaron Rodgers. He was supposed to be People were arguing whether or not he should be the first pick in the draft. He fell to the 24th. Breeze was overlooked, so I hope Mac Jones works, but I'm a little concerned. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't. Alright, so I'm actually going to rank my top 10 quarterbacks right now, because Kyle Juszczyk, great player, he thinks Jimmy G will get them back to winning. I'm not disputing this. I'm disputing, the fact that everyone is just hinging on the fact that he'll stay, that he'll definitely bring them to winning. I'm sure if he starts a whole season, yes, you'll go back to winning, but we cannot guarantee he's not going to sit out a whole nother season. So you could get to the playoffs with Jimmy G, but I don't know if he's even a top 12 quarterback. Because I also have a problem with, is he really your future? A guy that gets injured this much. I don't even know if he's top 12. Because there's a couple of tiers. I broke it up into, I believe, 3 tiers. So here we go. Alright. Let's get some music going here.
I like the flexibility.
Alright. Sorry, there's some internet issues here that I'm having trouble getting this, thing working here. But, so tier 1 is incredible quarterbacks. Tier 2 is almost flawless, but some concerns. Tier 3 is a couple of concerns, but they're still good. And then everything else is downhill from there. So, here we go, my top 10 quarterbacks. Tier 1, incredible. Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson, Josh Allen. That is my tier 1. Incredible. Tier 2, very little concerns. Lamar Jackson, Tom Brady, Matt Stafford, Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott, Derek Carr, Matt Ryan. And tier 3, a couple of concerns. Ryan Tannehill, Justin Herbert. Ryan Tannehill struggles against good teams. Justin Herbert, too young right now. Kirk Cousins struggles against good teams. Baker Mayfield only had 1 good year so far. Jimmy G injured a lot. Joe Burrow still a question mark. Carson Wentz, turnover machine. Big Ben getting a little old. Jared Goff, inconsistent. So I like Jimmy G. But I don't know if I'd say he's my future, because a couple of concerns does not mean you're a franchise quarterback. Big Ben used to be, but he's not there anymore. Kirk Cousins isn't... Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow have a chance to be your franchise quarterback. And Carson Wentz might be the franchise quarterback for the Colts. But Tannehill, Cousins, Jimmy G, Big Ben, and Goff, I don't know if they're really franchise for you. But I like Jimmy G. I'll give him another chance. I'm not gonna give up on him. Alright, so the Lakers are struggling without AD and LeBron. It's amazing how much LeBron actually meant to the defense, because we only look at LeBron's offense recently. And, I mean, he hasn't been playing the best defense, obviously. I'm not denying that. But this year, he's really picked it up, you know? But his defense has been great this year. I think he should be number 4 in the Defensive Player of the Year race, behind Miles Turner, Rudy Gobert, and Ben Simmons. But he's been great on the other side of the floor. So Will Fuller is ready to prove people wrong after he was suspended for PED. And I mean, I wish the Packers went after him, because he's great when healthy, and he'll work very well with Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams. So I think it would have worked, but you know, he's been great, and I think he'll be going in Miami. And if Tua turns out to be the right guy, then Miami has no holes, because they have a great coach, great quarterback, good running back, great tight end, great offensive line, and good receiving corps, and a great defense. So, I would have no problem, if Tua, you know, if Tua is the right guy, I am not worried for them at all. But he might not be, so we gotta give that a chance. Alright, so the Washington football team could remain the permanent name for them. It was supposed to be a temporary solution before, but and now it might actually be a name. Now, I actually warmed up to this name, but at first I was like, okay, we're just gonna stop trying then. But I like this name, kind of. So, I wouldn't mind if they just kept it at if they just kept the name there. Why not? I mean, it's like old school. I like it. It's old school. So, alright. So this podcast is not coming to an end, actually. I have a couple more topics left. So Aaron Rodgers wants assurance that 2021 won't be a lame duck season. So Green Bay paid Aaron Rodgers a $7 million roster bonus. I'm a little concerned we're going to move off of Aaron a little early. Not yet, but earlier than we should. I'm concerned about that. I know it sounds crazy right now because he just had his best year, but when Green Bay drafted Rodgers on Brett Favre, we waited 2 years, and then the exact same year that Brett Favre went 13-3, went to the NFC Championship, and had his best year in a while. They moved off him. They said, you're too expensive, and we have Rodgers in our back pocket. So they drafted Jordan Love in the first round last year, and it lands very awkwardly. So in an argument, both sides could be right, but it lands differently on both sides as well. So for Rodgers, it lands like, you can't get me good players, and you just drafted a quarterback on me. So I don't know, what do I owe you here? For Green Bay, it lands like, you cost too much, and you're not sacrificing anything. So it's a very, very, I don't like it for me. I mean, I think we should just, I said, if we get one of a corner, a receiver, or an edge rusher in free agency, and then get, like, say we got T.Y. Hilton in free agency, which we didn't, then we could draft a corner or an edge rusher in the draft, obviously. So that way we get two of them. So I know we can still re-sign. I don't know if there's any good. Is there any other good receivers out there? Is there really like any good receivers out there anymore? Because I mean, like I said, I'm not like asking for DeAndre Hopkins, but I'm asking for like some sort of impact receiver. Yeah, not that I know of. I feel like a lot of the AB is still out there, but I don't know if would he have any interest in Green Bay? Really, I don't know. Especially after playing with Tom Brady, I don't know if he'd have any interest in there. So I mean, I think Casey Hayward would be a great fit if we can get Casey Hayward back. He's impactful. He's a little old. He's not going to be great, but he'll be good. And then draft a receiver or an edge rusher. That would go a long way. And it would make us... It would make our odds to win the Super Bowl actually a lot higher. Because I think that's what's pushing people back from actually making us like almost the favorites. But speaking of the favorites winning the Super Bowl, the Bucs re-signed Ndamukong Suh. I wanted to elaborate on this. This is definitely the most talented team Brady has ever played for. Obviously, because they did not go 16-0, they are not his best team, because that's the 07 Patriots. The 07 Patriots are the best team that he's had. That's not disputed. You can't dispute that. But this is definitely his most stacked team. I mean, what position? Like, I just talked about the Packers. Like, they're a phenomenal team. But what position? They need some positions. They need a receiver. They need a slot receiver. They could use it second corner. Even though we got Kevin King back, we could still use a second corner, kind of. And we could